Well, good morning. I would like to invite our young worshipers, if they still remember me, to come and join me here. I'm going to sit here today, hoping that I will be able to stand up later. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's so good to see you. I actually saw you the last 2 Sundays online because I was in another part of the world and I was able to see you. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more of where I was, and I'm going to show you a few pictures of what I was doing there. But it's good to be with you today. The other day, when was that? Probably Thursday. The staff, all the people who work here in the church during the week, we call staff, we gathered together, and then David Horton, where's David Horton? Somewhere there, over there. He was teaching us about how to be ready. And correct me, David, if I'm wrong, but I will try to do my best in remembering what you were teaching us last Thursday. He was telling us that in the choir, when people sit in the choir, they need to sit in a very specific way because they need to be always ready to go. So if I remember correctly, and again, David, he said that when you're singing in the choir, you sit with one leg in the front and one leg almost ready to spring you and to help you to move ready. So in the moment that you are telling go, you just stand with your leg, you stand and go. I was able to stand, I'm surprised, but you can do it fast. I'll tell you, thank you for that. So I was thinking about being ready. So have you ever been asked if you are ready to do something? Who asked you to be if you are ready for something? Are you ready to go to church? Are you ready to go to piano lessons? What else? Are you ready to go to school? How do we answer? That's another different story, right? That's right. What else? Any other one? Yes? Are you ready to... What else? To go home, right? There are different things that people ask us if we are ready for. So let me ask you another question. Have you been called or invited to do something that you didn't expect to do? Can you think of anything that somebody invite you or call you to do, but you were not expecting them to ask you that? Let's go first. A birthday party you were not ready, expected. What else? The same, a birthday party, yes. Anything else? You can think of maybe, and you can tell me later if you can think of anything else. And let me ask you one last question. Can you think of something that you did, but you didn't have the time to think too much about it? Like somebody asked you to do something, you really don't have the time to think, and you just have to do it. Can you think of anything that you felt like that? It's like, you didn't give me time to think. Can you think of anything like that? Yes? Drawing? Okay. What else? Like going to places that maybe you didn't really want to do, but in that moment you say, yes, I go, but later it's like, oh, why did I say yes? Right? Or to go with someone and you don't, yeah, go ahead. No? Okay. Or you are asked to go with someone and you say yes, and later say, why did I say I want to go with this person? I can really be with this person, right? Sometimes these things happen. So being ready. As I said earlier, last 2 Sundays, I was in another country. I was around in another country on the other side of the world. So let me show you the picture where I was. And if you can see on the screen, or I have a map here for you. And as you can see, my long trip, I went from here to Thailand. Thailand is in Asia. And some of you have been in Asia. You have been in India. India is very close to Thailand. So you can imagine the long trip that I had to take all the way to Thailand. How long it took me? It took me almost like 26 hours. More than 1 day traveling. Oh, yes. It is to India is that long too. Yes, it's a very long trip. Why did, oh yeah, go ahead. Why did I go there? Thank you, because that's exactly what I was going to say by showing you the next slide, the next picture. And I don't know, will we be faster or Michael will be faster? But there you go. So for those of you who can see the screens, this is what I was doing. I went to meet with many pastors and young people in churches in Asia, in Thailand, and all over Asia. Can you see the churches where I was? You see, that is the church that I was worshiping last Sunday. Can you see that church? You can see me sitting here, and you can see outside the church. Can you see that? Yeah, I hope that one day you can go to Thailand. It's a beautiful place and many interesting things to do, and the food is good. When I was in church, I was thinking about food, but don't tell anybody. But something happened that day, and remember I was telling you that you need to be ready to go when you see it? Well, that day, I knew that somebody was going to sing a song. The church that I just showed you, they like to sing Amazing Grace. So I knew that some of the people from here, from America that went to Thailand, were going to sing Amazing Grace. So in the moment that we were in the service, everybody was sitting like that. Then the pastor or one of the leaders of that congregation stood up and said, you can come to the front to sing Amazing Grace. And you think I was ready? You think that I was very expecting to sing that day? No. Yeah. So my Pastor Jay, some of you know Pastor Jay, my wife, and the others who were there, they stood up, and guess where I was when they stood up? I was sitting because I was not ready to go, right? Why I was not ready to go? Because I didn't know. Because I didn't know, but more than that, I didn't want to sing in front of the congregation because I don't sing well. Yeah, I don't sing well. So I was like pretending like nobody saw me, looking around in the church and pretending. And then first, the other leaders told me, come, and I ignored them because I didn't want to sing. But then guess who came to tell me, stand up and come to sing? Pastor Jane, my wife. You are supposed to sing. And I said no, and said yes. So not only that, when I stood up, guess what they did with me? They gave me the microphone. So the next picture that you can see there, you can see that I was standing there with the microphone. And because I didn't remember the song, the hymn, Amazing Grace, I had to pull my phone, and I look like a young person using a phone now. So I was pretending that I knew. But it was, you know what I did with the microphone? A microphone, normally if you're singing, you put the microphone in front of your mouth, right? But there was a person next to me. So what I did is I put the microphone next to the other person. But I was singing. The mask helped me because nobody saw it, but I was singing. But that was the wonderful story that reminded me what we heard today in the story of Jesus. Jesus called the disciples. They maybe were not ready to jump because they were working. But Jesus says, come and follow me. And do you think that they knew what Jesus was going to do with them? No. But Jesus told them, I am going to teach you what you need to do. And the most important thing is, even if you don't want or you don't feel like, I will teach you and I will be with you. And that is the message that I would like to invite you today to remember in your hearts. No matter how young you are, how much you understand, or whether you know where you are going with Jesus, Jesus is going to be with you and will help you to grow into the person that God wants you to be. And for that, we thank God. And we thank God for you, for who you are today, and for being here today. So, are you ready to go? Can you sit with me? Let's sit with me with your legs like I told you, and to show that we are ready. Can you sit one leg on the front and one leg on the back? You can sit here on the steps here, so everybody can do it. We can do it at the same time. Okay, sit here. Are you ready? Come this way. Come on, Donovan. Melanie, go with your brother. Okay. Are you ready? So we are going to stand and we'll say, When I say Jesus says, come with me, we stand up and go with Jesus. Are you ready? Okay, and then Jesus said, come with me, and we go with Jesus. All right, go back to your seat. Thank you.